Spider here, DeFi Car Podcast. Of course, we're being joined by Jimmy the Brick Flick, man. This is the Brick Breakdown. Jimmy, how are you, man?
Hi, doing good. Love coming back here and doing the breakdown, man.
No, by all means, bro. I appreciate you every week. This week, man. I mean, this is going to be for April 22nd, of course. We're going to have another installment for the LFA at 130, man. I mean, LFA, of course, everybody knows you held the flyweight title for the promotion. Well, what are some good things you enjoyed about that fight, man, as far as the production and everything?
Man, it's the lead up to everything we want, going to the UFC. They put you in great hotels. They take care of you and your cornermen, and the environment is great. The people are great. And I just love everything LFA does, and they've been doing for over the years. And they're the number one feeder to the UFC for a reason. So that's the company everybody should be fighting for. And that's why I like coming and doing the breakdown for LFA. I think they're a big company and they got big things coming.
No, yeah, man. And if you remember correct, I mean, I might be wrong, but when they came to the UFC Fight Pass, man, they were the first promotion on there.
Yeah, they were one of the first. I don't know how many actually were on there, but like you said, ever since they moved over there, it's been big things. I fought on there. LFA 16 was the first one I fought on, and I ended up going 3-0 in LFA with the 125 title.
There you go, man. So everybody out there listening, of course, right, man? You wanna get into the big show, man. There you go. My man, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go through the prelims real quick, and then we'll jump into the main card. Right off the bat, we have Brandon Brisbow. He's taking on George Apalatigui. Both guys are actually making their pro debut, man. 155 pounds. I mean, pro debuts. I mean, take us back, man. I mean, nervous? Were you anxious going into this when you first made your pro debut?
Yeah. I mean, you're making your pro debut, and it's only going to go two ways most of the time. It's you're going to win or you're going to lose. Occasionally, we have the draw. But when it comes to making your pro debut, all you think about is winning, going undefeated. That amateur record don't matter no more. So that it's a big thing.
No, but for sure, man. Now, of course, I mean, 155. This is going to be the beginning of the fight card for the prelims. We're going to go one up. We have Mark Johnson taking on Wes Ogan. This is going to be Mark Johnson making his pro debut, taking on 1-1 in West Ogan. 155, 35-minute rounds pro debut. Real quick, when it comes to weight cuts, man, because obviously you've done them on and off throughout your career, man. What would you recommend for some of these fighters, man? If they're going to cut weight, I mean, what's the best way to go about it?
Man, really, it comes down to mental toughness. I mean, if you're not mentally tough, then you don't want to be cutting 15, 20 pounds, I think you should stay at your weight class. But if you want to see how mentally tough you are, or you want to go into the fight saying that you're more mentally tough than your opponent, I think that starts with the weight cut. I cut a lot of weight. I naturally walk around about 160 now, and I used to fight at 125. So mentally, I had to be there, and that's what, put my mind together to know that I felt like I was going to win the fight. You got to win the weight cut first. If you lose that battle, I think you go into a fight with a big difference.
No, for sure, man. We're going to go one up. This is before the main card. Of course, we had Darius Flowers, 9-5, taking on Daniel Gatley, 4-1. 185, of course, 35-minute rounds. Best of luck to the gentlemen. We're going to jump into the main card, my man. On this one, we have Ryan Charbois taking on, and I'm going to chop up this guy's name, but Ulu is his last name. He's coming in 6-1 against a 3-0 and Charles boys, man. So, I mean, what are you thinking about this bout?
Let's start off with Ryan, dude. Ryan is 3-0. He's 6-0 as an amateur, so that's 9 fights altogether. He's only been to a decision 3 times. So the guy's well-rounded. He's got knockouts. He's got submissions. He's also been to a decision. He's 3-0 as a professional. Yulu, I looked him up, and he's 6-1. His only loss as a professional is to a decision, and the guy he lost to was 8-0. So the guy's fighting good competition from what I could look up. He's fought some really well-rounded competition. So I think that's a great fight to start off the card.
No, yeah, and of course it is going to be the first fight on the main card. I always love those because I mean, it's they're televised on the UFC Fight Pass, so of course they're going to come out showing what they got, right?
Yeah.
Now we're going to go one up, man. This is going to be Billy Elikana taking on Coleman Scribner. And this is going to be at 185 pounds, of course, 3 5-minute rounds. Billy Elecana, of course, 3-0, taking on 3-1 opponent. What can you tell us about this one?
What I looked up about Billy, man, he is 3-0 as a professional, and he's 6-1-1 as an amateur. So that means he's had a draw. That means it was probably a very, very tough fight, maybe a 10-8 round, and then somebody lost 2 rounds, So that means he's very experienced at the pro level, already being 3-0 and a 6-1-1 amateur record. I liked what I looked up on Billy. And Coleman, man, the guy's 3-1 as a professional, 4-2 as an amateur. That's 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 fights. And he's never been to a decision, win or lose. He's also on a 3-fight winning streak, meaning that he lost his first pro fight and he's won the next 3. So I'm excited to see what comes out of that fight.
No, for sure, man. I mean, there's a lot of experience just coming in. I mean, both their pro debut, both are coming in pretty much even. We're gonna go one up. This is gonna be a main card as well. Welterweight, 3 5-minute rounds. We have Gage Saunders, 8-4, taking on Jaylen Fuller, 5-1. Break that one down for us.
I looked up Gage, man. This guy's got a lot of fights. 8-4 as a professional, and he's 8-3 as an AMI. That's over 20 fights of experience. He's had it all. He's had decisions, he's had submissions, he's had knockouts, both ways. And he's also on a 3-fight winning streak right now. So coming into this LFA fight, I think it's a great opportunity for him. Jaylen Fuller, he's 5-1 as a professional. His last loss was actually at LFA 120. This is his 5th fight in LFA. That's a lot of fights in LFA. So he's got a lot of experience with LFA. He was 1-0 as an amateur. I think they're building this guy up good. He's got great competition here, and I think this is going to be a good fight.
No, I mean, for sure, man, especially at 170 pounds, man. I mean, that's one of those hot divisions everybody's wants to compete in or not compete in because of the talent, right? Now, we're going to go one up, of course. This is going to be Hilary Rose taking on Tiana Valle. Now, Hilary, of course, 5-4, taking on Tiana, I'm sorry, 3-3, man. Tell us a little bit about this one. 115 pounds, man. So what's going to happen on this one?
Oh, man, both girls are even. I looked up Hilary. She's 5-4 as a professional and 5-3 as an amateur. So she's coming up almost on 20 fights of experience. So that's a lot of experience. She's matched up with, how do you say it?
Tiana? I want to say Tiana. I don't know. Maybe it's just pronounced.
Tiana. Well, she's 3-3 as a professional, but she has an awesome amateur record of 9-2, and she has a win over UFC vet Sam Hughes as an amateur. She also has an amateur kickboxing fight, so she has a lot of fights, over 20 almost. She's got kickboxing fight, and she's fought Sam Hughes. And Sam Hughes just had a great fight after losing round 1, came back as a huge underdog and won her UFC fight last week. So I think she's got a lot of experience, and she's fought some high caliber people.
No, I mean, for sure, man. It's going to be the first female bout in the card, man. So I'm definitely looking forward to it, man. At 115 pounds, man, I mean, what can people expect? Like a lot of technical aspects, or is this going to be a quick finish?
With females, it's back and forth. It all depends on what's, if one's a ground specialist and one's a stand-up specialist, they could really, use that to their advantage, and you could see a finish. Or they're both well-rounded, because one 5-4, one 3-3. We could see a good decision. I think it's going to be a good fight, though, especially at 115 pounds. A lot of action.
Oh, definitely, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. Now, once again, we're going to go into this. Is going to be the co-main event as far as the Topology.com has it. Marnik Mann, 4-0, undefeated, man, taking on Kelsey Amundsen, 1-1. I mean, so with this one, I mean, did you happen to look this one up? I mean, is there more experience from Kelsey coming in?
Yeah, well, when you look it up, like you said, you see a 4-0 fighter and you see a 1-1 fighter. You're thinking like, oh, maybe they're bringing this 1-1 in for the 4-0. Well, the 4-0 fighter, man, she's actually 4-0 as a professional and 4-0 as an amateur. And she's finished all of her opponents, both amateur and pro. So she's a finisher. I don't think the competition level's been there yet. But if you go over and look at Kelsey, she's 1-1. But her one loss is to undefeated UFC fighter Tabitha Ritchie. So she has a great loss, which is to Tabitha, that's currently 2-0 in the UFC. So her one loss is to high competition. She was also 1-0 as an amateur. So I feel like she might have had a little background in mixed martial arts or something before she got into fighting, because she only had one AMI and then went pro and then fought a high Tabitha, somebody that had a lot of experience and is an accomplished fighter. So both fights in LFA. This will be her third fight. So I think it's a great matchup for co-main event and to test out the 4-0 man.
No, yeah, like you said, I mean, obviously this is probably going to be I don't want to say her toughest opponent to date, but I mean, of course, her winning this fight at a co-main event for LFA, man, it can definitely catapult her into the big show.
Yeah.
Now, the main event, according to Topology, of course, once again, on this one, we have Mariusz Ciasawaski. Of course, I chopped that one up, taking on Alessandro Galbuino. Now, the Brazilian, of course, 12-3, taking on the Canadian, 9-1. 185 pounds, man, 3 5-minute rounds. Of course, there's no title fight on this one. So, I mean, what do you think is going to happen with the main event?
Man, from looking it up, the guy from Canada, like you said, their names are a little different, and I ain't going to try to mess it up, but he's 9-1 as a professional. He's 0-1 as an amateur. So he only had one fight as an amateur and went pro. But being 9-1, he's fought good competition. His only loss is by a decision. So looks like a well-rounded fighter there. And then Alessandro, he's 12-3, and he's currently on a 3-fight winning streak. He's fought for this is his first fight for LFA. I think it's a great main event for both fighters. 185, some big dudes in there. I think we'll see a finish.
No, yeah, I think I was reading up on Alessandro. Of course, the guy's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt specialist. On this one, because on the record, of course, they have the Canadian as a light heavyweight, and Alessandro coming in, they have him as a welterweight. So, I mean, both fighting at 185. I'm not sure one's going up, one's going down in weight, but it should make for a great, main event, man. 3 5-minute rounds, so there's not much time. So, of course, they got to go for that finish, right?
Oh, yeah, and then now LFA, they got sponsors coming in, giving out the bonuses now, extra $1,000, $2,000 they offer. So, and you're on UFC Fight Pass. Yeah, these guys are coming in trying to get a finish, make a statement, and probably look to get that LFA title shot.
Oh, exactly, man. Now, once again, everybody, of course, give me the break flick, man. Go ahead and plug in your book, man. Of course, you're still working on that?
Yeah, we're a few months out from the brick wall, the unbreakable brick, to tell my story, kind of explain to people why I retired. You can follow me on social media. If you go into just www.thebrickmma.com, it'll take you straight to my fan page. Follow me on my fan page, or you can hit the Instagram at the Brick MMA and follow me on Instagram. I post a lot on Instagram. I do videos, drop little quotes from my book. Hopefully we will be dropping it later this year. I'm thinking maybe a September release, but within the next couple months, hopefully I'll have my pre-order out and we'll be getting closer.
No, and real quick also, man, you happen to do the flick picks, man, for the UFC fights coming up. So, of course, people can follow you up and see how you do, right?
Yeah, I do flick picks, man, and I've been doing it for a while. I get a big following on my Instagram with it. I try to start out a new thing. I want to do the brick lock, where I pick 3 fighters, whether it's underdogs or favorites, and it's the 3 that I feel confident in winning. My first lock fell shy with Luke K losing. I thought Luke K was going to get the finish again. I did lock my other 2 in, but my first brick lock didn't come through. But I'll start doing a brick lock along with the flick picks every week.
No, by all means. Once again, Jamie, thank you for chiming on this. Everybody else, of course, this is going to, we just broke down the LFA 130 going down April 22nd, of course, in North Dakota on the UFC Fight Pass. So, of course, subscribe to the YouTube, to their channel outlet. And once again, Jamie, till next week, man.
Yes, sir. We'll see you next week. Thank you, man.
Not a problem. Everybody else, the Fight Card Podcast. Till next time.